Alright, yeah, I was gonna do this one yesterday, but I thought I'd give give it a little bit more time just see what my final thoughts were. Yesterday was the launch date for Nightwish's Imaginareum, which has been anticipated since 2007. Features It's the second album not to feature Talia on vocals. Um, and to be honest, the first album, Dark Passion Play, was a disappointment, both songwriting and actual vocal wise, seeing as they wrote the actual music before their new vocalist joined, so it wasn't really fair to compare the two vocalists, even though the band has majorly evolved since their very first demo from Angels Fall First. They've definitely advanced to a more progressive sound with a lot more experimentation in different styles and different melodies and the way music works. You've got Celtic influences, you've got the obvious symphonic influences, and you've got other various influences, such as you've got a children's choir on the track Ghost River and on other parts of the album as well. You've got the instrumental, which was Aberesque, which I believe's the second instrumental on a Nightwish album, but I could be wrong. And they've got Tika Tavri, which is a song in Finnish. My pronunciation's a bit dodgy. Which is the second Nightwish song to be done in Finnish on an album. The first one I think is on Once, or it's on Century Child. It's 1 and 2, and I can't really remember because the Nightwish discography for me is quite a hard one to remember. But the album, I bought the 2 disc edition simply because I didn't feel the 1 disc edition was worth it. With the 2 disc edition, you get the first disc, which has the actual tracks with vocals on it, and you get the instrumental disc as well. Plus a very if I can unwrap it, you get a very cool poster as well of the album art and more on the back, which is honestly just incredible artwork. A lot of with the album anyway, a lot of the same themes go through the album. You've got the kind of the feeling that of childhood running through the album. You've got children's choir, you've got Scare Tale, which is actually about childhood nightmares and actually is relevant to me because I had childhood nightmares as well, and a lot of the way the things presented kind of takes you on a journey of childhood like discovery, which I've not actually heard on an album before. I've never been so excited by an album before. I think the last time I ever got excited by was Final Frontier, but not to the extent of Imaginareum. There's things I do like about the album. I honestly think the album flows really well, and I think this is the first Nightwish album for me that I can listen to the whole album all the way through. because with a lot of Nightwish I tend to skip over tracks, and I tend to don't know which sort of mood I'm wanting. Like if I'm in the mood for, I don't know, the Gabby Moore cover Road Hills and Far Away, or if I'm in the mood for like the Kinslayer or Wishmaster or End of All Hope or Bless the Child, or something like that. Some of the quieter Nightwish like the Islander, I'm not really sure what Nightwish track is for what mood I'm in. Now Imaginareum, there is a track for every mood I'm in. There's Turn Loose the Mermaids, which I have to admit is my personal one of my favourites on the album. It's apparently a tribute to My Dying Bride. The title Turn Loose the Mermaids, Turn Loose the Swans, which arguably is one of the best doom metal releases of all time. But in terms of the actual content of the song, I'm not really sure, apart from the title, how it's a tribute to My Dying Bride. Crow the Owl and the Dove is quite a somber acoustic track with Celtic influences in both Marco and Annette's vocals. Now that's my problem. One of the problems I have with the album is the vocals. They are good. Annette is showcased unbelievably well. Her voice fits with the actual music that's being written for her. Unlike the last album where it kind of felt, we've got a new singer, we've already got music, we can't delay this any further, we're just going to put it out and record the vocals on top of it. But with this album it feels like there's a lot more work actually put into the album. It kind of feels like it's Nightwish's most ambitious release, seeing as they know they have a lot of Lataria fanboys who just automatically dismiss Nightwish because of the change of vocalist. Admittedly, Tarja had an incredible voice, it still does, but I honestly don't think her voice would work very well on Imaginareum, simply because they've got a new vocalist, the music has evolved leaps and bounds since the days where they had Tumas singing. Please God, never again. Just stick to Marco and Annette on vocals, that's fine. But it's just a perfect album for me. Personally, I could go into more detail about how good it is, but the album is just unpredictable, berserk, childlike, and like the album art appropriately actually sets out, I don't know how well you can see that, but that is a roller coaster on the album, and it really does take you on a roller coaster ride with leaps, bounds, high points, low points, quiet bits, loud bits, orchestral bombardment to piccolos in the mix. And that's another good thing about the album. The mix is really well. The mix is done really well because I can actually hear everything. There's no I'm the bassist, I'm so low in the mix I'm inaudible to everybody else. And this and this, and I can hear everything. The panning's good, the drums even including the toms, the high toms are audible, and it's well produced, but it is over polished in places. It kind of feels like it needs that some of the actual vibes being taken out in favour of production, of making a perfect sounding album, which personally to me it's better to get the vibe than the actual perfection. But in all honesty, every track on the album is good. The jazz track, which admittedly isn't all jazz. There's symphonic elements in there as well, so it's not strictly speaking a complete jazz track. 'Cause if it was a complete jazz track, it would be improvisation for about 15 minutes. But I'm loving this album, and I look forward to whatever Nightwish have got next to put out, including the film, which is slated for 2012 release. And if they do any UK dates for next year, which haven't been announced yet, and it's making me a very sad metalhead that they haven't announced any UK dates for the Imaginareum tour. But I have a feeling, and I'm probably going to be completely wrong, I can see them being the Saturday headliners for Bloodstock next year. But who knows? They did it back in 2006 and they sold it out, so maybe we'll do it again. I don't know. But yeah. Alright, I've got nothing more else to say about the album, apart from it's good and it's a perfect album, and if you see it, buy it. Seriously, just check out Storytime on YouTube. And I think a lot of people will actually be surprised as to how good the songwriting is and how well Annette's voice fits. And because I am.